I've got a Public Order Emergency Commission document which shows Public Safety Canada was pressuring the Ottawa police for a quick end to the protest to achieve, quote, their political objectives. Right now in Ottawa, the Public Order Emergencies Commission is underway. It's a fail-safe built into the Emergencies Act to force the government to explain the justification of invoking a counterterrorism law on its own citizens. This is exactly what Justin Trudeau's Liberals did in February when they invoked the Emergencies Act to put an end to the peaceful convoy to Ottawa protests that had been in the city's streets for nearly 4 weeks protesting COVID restrictions. Being loud, inconvenient, and perhaps overstaying your welcome, according to Ottawa busybodies, well, that's not a reason to invoke a law which gives police and the government a blank check to do whatever they want to Canadians. You can follow all of our coverage and support our independent journalism at truckercommission.com. And with this inquiry, we're also getting a treasure trove of internal communications the government never thought would see the light of day. One of those crazy revealing documents has been the readout of a phone call from February 6th. The phone call involves the former police chief of the Ottawa Police Service, Peter Slowly, several lawyers, senior police officials, Justin Trudeau's security advisors, Public Safety Canada, and other emergency officials. Oh, and the commissioner of the RCMP, Brenda Lucki. The readout of the call indicates that the police chief was reiterating to the feds that he did not need extra powers. It was just a question of whether or not to enforce the laws in front of him. Chief Slowly says on page 5 that he's concerned about utilizing mass arrest and the limitation associated with it, given the experience from the G20. It's not a road he's looking to go down because of the legal and human rights implications.
What did Chief Slowly say was the basis for allowing the heavy trucks in, or having to allow the heavy trucks in?
Well, at the time, I believe Chief Slowly and others were talking about whether they had the legal authority to prevent the trucks from coming into the streets based on their charter rights.
But the federal government on page 1 was demanding a, quote, quick resolution to the protest. And why, you ask? For safety reasons, maybe? Well, no. As explained on page 3, they actually didn't have any safety issues. Look at this. While an eyesore, the Wellington encampment protests are contained. There are no immediate safety issues, and likely the trucks will continue to be positioned in that location. Page 4 of these documents reiterate that the Wellington Street trucks are simply an eyesore, but they don't have to be moved. So here's the real reason the feds were demanding enforcement. A crackdown. It's a moment of rare honesty these people never thought would come to light, and it's on page 8. The Deputy Minister of Public Safety says he wants the diffusion of this protest in order to satisfy the political objectives of the federal government. It was all political.
Prime Minister will be enacting the Emergency Measures Act. Do you remember this discussion?
I remember the discussion. I can't remember word for word.
So was Commissioner Lucki the first to inform you that the federal government would be declaring an emergency?
I don't have an independent recollection. This appears to be the first time I'm hearing about it.
They invoked the Emergencies Act on peaceful Canadians, anti-regime protesters, to satisfy their political objectives. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. If you'd like to support our independent coverage of the Public Order Emergency Commission and to see all of our journalism, please go to truckercommission.com.